with all the madness that's going on in today's world, and it is crazy. You could look and see what's you could look at what's going on today and explain it to yourself 10 years ago. You would think your future self was crazy. But I think there's a lot of madness going on today, and it's because men have dropped out. Men haven't taken charge, and I think it's because the men are possessed. Seriously. Let's talk about it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Keith. Welcome to the Ghetto Sapien channel, and let's get right into it. This is the morning brief, so I'm going to try and keep it brief. I've been doing like 10 minutes, and that ain't brief, but now that I think about it, this probably won't be that crazy brief. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes long if I'm good at it. So, anyway, let's get right down to it. Talking about men dropping the ball and not taking leadership as they should, and the place society is becoming unstable because of it. Let's start off with what Obama said about women, which I thought was interesting. Here we go. It's a quote. He said, I think about 3 or 4 years ago. No, sorry, 2019? Anyway, I'm not sure about the date, but he did say it, damn it. It says, now, women, I just want you to know that you're not perfect, but what I can say pretty indisputably is that you're better than us. The two-term president said, blah, blah, blah. I am absolutely confident that for 2 years, if every nation on earth was run by women, you'd see a significant improvement across the board on just about everything. Living standards, outcomes, he told the crowd. Dude was trolling. Anyway, Obama, who served as president between 2009 and 2017, also told the Singapore audience that the world's problems were caused by old men not getting out of the way. Ain't that a bit of irony considering who his vice president was at the time? If you look at the world and look at the problems, it's usually old people, usually old men, not getting out of the way. That's interesting. Again, considering who's running things right now, he might be right that it's old men not getting out of the way. I noticed Obama didn't try and get himself out of the way and let a woman run things. So much for the credibility of that freaking statement. So, what I want to talk about is Carl Jung. He was a Swiss psychiatrist. He also, I think he pretty much developed the science, the method of psychoanalyzing the psyche, basically. And brilliant guy, very, very in depth. Reading his books, I haven't even really read much of it, but it's very densely written. So you may have to read it a bunch of times. I really learned about him through Professor Jordan Peterson. So I can't say I've read any of his books at length, but I have read articles about him and the things he says. And one of the things he talks about is anima possession. And it goes as follows. When a man's anima is not integrated, it wreaks havoc in his life. The anima possessed male is a spineless wimp who does not know when or how to take action in the world. He is moody and sulky and throws tantrums like a toddler. Although very passive, he totally overacts to slights and confrontations. He is not appropriate in his actions. He is either paralyzed and can't find the energy to do what needs to be done. Procrastination. I got to admit, sometimes I do that. Or he jumps into action when he should be thinking it out first. Yeah, I don't do that. He's usually in a relationship with an animus hound. That's a woman with very masculine tendencies. If just in case you didn't know, because women have an animus, men have an anima. Anyway, He's usually in a relationship with an animus hound who knows it all and makes all the decisions in that relationship. I've seen guys who were married to animus hounds, and it's awkward and uncomfortable to be around them. To see a henpecked guy or a mama's boy. I think they start off as mama's boys and graduate up to henpecked men. Anyway, this idea that women are special in some way, I don't know where it comes from. They're just as flawed as men are, and I'm sure as leaders they can make just as many mistakes as men can. And nowadays I think they're over masculine, and they tend to get as violent as quickly as men do. It used to be that maybe they would just get emotional, but now it's backed with violence, which is unusual. I think like the interactions between men is usually limited to what we're going to say, at least face-to-face interactions, because we know there's always the implied use of possibility of violence if you go too far. So I don't care who it is. You're not going to really pop off too much in person. It's going to be, like I said, limited. It's going to be there's going to be some guardrails around your speech, because with guys, it could always get down to you getting punched in the face for saying something stupid. Online, all those guardrails are gone. People act like a-holes online. I'm always amused when people say stuff I know they'd never say to someone else's face. And I always try and communicate the same way in person as I do online. I don't like to call names and get emotional and all that stuff, because I think it's unmasculine. But let me show you this video of something. It's an example of where I think Obama is patronizing of women, because I don't think women even believe they're any less prone to fits of emotion or violence than men are. I mean, I have a sister, wife, daughter. I've seen them, and I've seen a couple of videos on World Star Hip Hop to know that that ain't true. But let me show you this latest video here.
My name is Billy Joe Jordan, and I'm Jim.
The guy starts off calmly enough, and then he kind of goes off the rails. You can see the anima possession take over this dude.
And he was a good person. He had some problems he had to work on, but he was kind-hearted. He was never violent. Long to make this country really great again, all people got to come together. Not just one people, all white, black, everybody got to come together. And that's the problem in America. They vote for a fool like Donald Trump. You think, don't justify that. You voted for him because you're a racist.
Not
this
sure
man
what
is an
Trump
idiot,
has to do with
and
any of this,
millions of rain, and a sexual assault, and they
it's
voted
all
for him. And the reason I name
black
that,
people
that is why
involved,
Jim is
and
dead,
white
because of people like that.
It's a Democrat
And
run
you
city,
go to a vote for a man
and
like him.
don't know what Trump has to do with it, but I guess Trump can do magical things. Again, that's an anima-possessed male who's lost his control over his emotions. And here's an example of animus-possessed women. And here's where it gets a little spicy.
Yo, it's been 6 months! 6 months since Jim was killed! And the cops are still trying to get out! I'm getting fired! They're still trying to get out! I'm getting justice!
Wilkinsburg police, you all are going to have to keep it moving.
If I kill somebody,
Assembling. If you do not keep it moving, you will be arrested.
Oh yeah, confronting the cops, always a good move. And see, these are people who never had to worry about going off going a little crazy with their words, because they never had to probably really think about what happens if a word stopped and fists start flying. Again, usually guys have to. These cops being as nice as possible. They were just really pushing. You don't put your hands in someone's face. Especially when they have a gun and about 70, 80 pounds of muscle on
We can march and we can say what the fuck we want. Don't talk
say things to people, and there's going to be no physical repercussions.
Fuck these racist ass police! No justice! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Fuck these racist ass police! No peace! Fuck these racist ass police! No peace! Fuck these racist ass police!
And it gets even crazier.
Don't touch my phone. Get out of my kid's face, bro. Get out of my fucking kid's face, bro. Get out of my fucking kid's face, bro. Tell me what, if you don't be touching me, no, you're not. I didn't touch shit.
I don't understand why you're going to act like you're going to fight someone when you know you can't. And here we go. An anima-possessed male. That's a male in a dress, I'm 99% sure. And there we go. Reality hits. That's a good. I'm sorry. Alright, enough of that. But yeah, again, women have the same proclivity towards violence, at least nowadays, as men do. So I don't think one running the country, as Obama's alluding to, is going to bring any new dynamic or any new utopia just because they have an XX chromosome and a vagina. It's similar to when people assume that black people, only white people could be racist, or that the Native Americans before European settlers came here was a paradise. No, they were cutting out hearts and throwing people off of pyramids. It was pretty bloody because that is a state of humanity. We're all human. When you try and make either males, demons, females, angels, minorities, people of color, completely incapable of holding hatred in their heart, you dehumanize them, because it's human condition that we're all equally capable of doing terrible things. And again, you dehumanize the person when you play the old myth of the noble savage on people. You're not fully human if you're not fully capable of all the things that any human can do. So that's my take on this. Almost 13 minutes. Wow. So I'm going to let you go with that. And as usual, comment, like, share, and subscribe.